Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, it's the new year. We're about 5 days into this thing, and I'm struggling already. I just got off the bike. I'm making myself a cup of coffee, and I'm about to fall out. But I tell you what, I'll tell you all about that. But before I do, y'all go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I will relocate us over there where I'm going to get my breakfast together, get us away from the coffee maker because it's about to get very noisy. So I'll meet y'all over there. All right, coffee's going. You can probably hear it, but at least we're not all up on it anymore, so it's not as loud. I just wanted to talk a little about routines. Like, I am completely out of my routine, and I was thinking this morning while I was on the bike that because I'm out of my routine, things just haven't been going as smoothly as they could be, and I just haven't been as successful with my eating, and like I've been doing okay with my workouts, but I haven't been doing as well as I could be if I got back into my routines. And I know this about myself. So I thought we could talk about that. I could tell you some of my routines. Y'all could maybe share some of your routines in the comments and let us know what you do that helps you stay on task and be successful with like your eating, your working out, whatever it is that you're working towards. And y'all know one of my biggies is eating, that I'm on Weight Watchers and that I eat essentially the same things every day, kind of sort of on a rotation, but like for breakfast, I eat the same thing air day. And if this isn't, like if I run out of something, then like just the thought of it is making me unable to speak. If I run out of my breakfast supplies, it just throws me off. Like things just don't work right. So I have most of my breakfast supplies, but again, got out of my routine, got a little lazy. Can y'all hear the puppy toes? I have a banana. This is part of the routine. And part of that is my mom spoiled my dogs by giving them the ends of her bananas. So now they think they get those every day. So they're going to keep prancing around until I give them the ends of my bananas. Welcome to my world. But things that I do every day to be successful is, and I'll show y'all this later, but I prepare overnight oats and some frozen fruit, which I will dump in a bowl with some non-fat plain Greek yogurt, mix it up, and that's the bulk of my breakfast because the non-fat plain Greek yogurt and the fruit, which is frozen fruit that I just thaw out in a bowl, those together are 0 points. So I can have as much of that as I want. And I use 2 tablespoons of just plain old, like the barrel of oats, like the Quaker dude with the hat. 2 tablespoons of that is 1 point. So I use 2 tablespoons of oats with some yogurt. I'm going to show y'all this later. I don't know why I'm being so detailed in what I'm saying now, but 2 tablespoons of oats with some yogurt, some Truvia? No. Is that what it is? I don't know. I'll show y'all later. But some 0 calorie, 0 point sweetener and a teaspoon of vanilla. Mix it up. Let it sit overnight. Mix all of that up, and that's the bulk of my breakfast, and it fills me up. It really sustains me to eat a kind of late-ish lunch. So I eat that, and I'll have a banana, an apple, and I'm going to have 3 oranges because y'all, bad planning. I am out of chocolate hummus. I meant to make some yesterday, kept putting it off and didn't make it. So that's one thing for absolute sure we're going to do today is we're going to make some chocolate hummus. Because even though I don't eat a ton of it, it definitely bulks up my breakfast. So usually I'll eat a banana and an apple and like 1 or 2 oranges depending on how hungry I am. But today we're having 3 oranges because I'm really hungry and I have no hummus. So I'm going to eat those. I'm going to get in the shower because I look like this. And y'all, just imagine how I smell looking like this. I rode the bike for 2 hours, so I'm not all that fresh. I know, you didn't need to know that, but anyway. So I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to have some more coffee. I'm going to get coffee too. I start my day. Y'all, I am all over the place. So I get up early in the morning so that I have time to like plan and drink coffee before I work. I teach from home and I teach early in the morning. So of course, I mean, I know everybody does this, but I set my coffee at night so that it's ready when I get up and there's no like, oh, do I want milk? Do I want juice? I just drink coffee. drink black coffee and some water first thing in the morning. Then I work out. After I work for a while, I work out, and then I have breakfast. So that's where we are now. We're at the breakfast portion of our show. And y'all, I'll probably do like what I eat in a day, like show you my daily routine later. I don't want to do that today because I want to show you not just what I eat in a day, but I want to give you some ideas of things you can put together to eat. Not just like what I eat in a day, but like some different options of what I might eat in a day. Like I might have this for dinner, or I might have that for dinner, or I might have that over there for dinner, so that you can see like some different options of what you might put together. So anyway, I drink that coffee before I work out, and now I get to have some more coffee. So I just made myself some fresh coffee. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to get a shower. I'm going to do some more work, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about what we can do for lunch. All right. So y'all enjoy your morning. I'm going to eat my breakfast. I'm going to give these felons some bananas so they'll leave me alone, and I'll see y'all back here in a while.
Look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I stayed. I'm a pretty boss, look on my shit brain waves. I'm a freak in the sheets, but I got class. I'ma grab an ass if you want it. Best you ever had, give it to you, man. Ooh. Talk about quiet with a big mouth. Listen for the doubt, then call it. Make you out for what you say to me. Look at every single date. If you got what I need, then oh, I'll take you on like a big deal. Legs you can unseal, key in ignition. Just keep me full like I had a meal once in a while. Feel alright. I know you like it, can't fight it. I'ma let you ride the wave. I'm New York and you're LA. Come together, feel the shock waves.
Oh, all right, y'all. Took a shower, did a workout, did some work, and now, well, I was going to say now let's talk about food, but I got to tell y'all what I did before we talk about some food and getting back on track with some things. So I just did, well, y'all saw what I did. I did a core workout, one of the Peloton core workouts, because as I mentioned before, I'm getting a little, not out of shape, but less in shape than I like to be, because I got off my routine over Christmas. So I wanted to start one of the Peloton core fitness like program things. And I've done all three of the, I've done the straight to the core and then both the Crush Your Cores. So I said I was going to start one of those, and I did. I started, I think it's Crush Your Core 1. So that's easy. Like it just, I mean, they're not, like the workouts aren't easy for the love of all that's holy, but it's easy insofar as it just tells you what to do. So all you have to do, sorry, I'm drinking coffee. And y'all know that I talk with my hands and I jiggle around when I talk, so I'm going to end up spilling my coffee. But anyway, it tells you what to do every day. So as long as you like do your everyday thing, then you know that you're on track for that, like to meet whatever goal they tell you to meet. And it's 5 workouts, or like you work out for 5 days a week. So then you have a 2-day buffer that if you miss a day, you can make up and still not be off track. But my other workouts, like my actual daily, like every day on the bike workouts, nobody tells me what to do with those. and I have an annual goal that I'm working towards, and I know how many minutes, so it's minutes, not miles on the bike, and I know how many minutes I need to ride every month to meet my annual goal. So then I know how many minutes I need to ride every week and every day. And all I have to do is write those down. And then if I don't ride as many minutes as I need to ride in a day, then I know that I'm below my goal and I need to, amp it up to be on track for the week. Easy peasy, right? Unless you don't write things down. And you just walk around thinking about it and go, what did I do yesterday? And then you're like, all right, 30, 60, 15 is 45, 90, and 10. And so then you obsess on whether or not you actually hit your goal yesterday. So then to know what you need to do today, not to be behind pace tomorrow, just write it down. And I have a very simple method of tracking. Y'all, last year I fell for the bullet journaling plan. I was going to have like a bullet journal and it was going to be all fancy, and I had like fancy schmancy pages that I did the beginning of last year. By the end of the year, I was lucky to get washi tape on my pages and like draw my boxes to write my numbers in. That's where I am right now. Like I put some cute tape on the pages and then I draw boxes, and I draw a box to represent each day. So, and then I have like rows that represent my weeks. So I just fill in a day at a time how many minutes I rode that day. And last year, my schedule was like last calendar year, my schedule, and I'm a teacher, right? So years are either like school years or calendar years. So I know I just rolled my eyes at myself. Anyway, my schedule was different last year, so I would ride a certain number of minutes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then more minutes on Saturdays, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Well, now I'm just trying to ride the same number of minutes every day, so it's easy. If I hit that many minutes, then I'm good. If not, then that's how many I need to make up. So I'm dancing around admitting the fact that I had not been tracking my minutes. And my week starts on Sunday. So I started my year on Sunday and hadn't written anything down. So I finally went and wrote them down, and I thought I was behind, but I'm actually ahead. So yay. But y'all, I proved my point to myself by completely failing, right? Like I say often, to track your progress just so that you know, right? So that you're not beating yourself up and worrying yourself to death over, sorry, I've got chickpeas boiling back there so that we can make hummus, and I'm watching the clock so that I don't burn them. Anyway, I'm stalling because I'm yelling at myself. Because I know better than to try to like keep up in my head with what my progress is. Just write it down. Because all those numbers is data points, right? And if you're hitting below your goal, then either do better, up your game, or reassess your goal. Because if not making your goal is truly the best that you can do, then you need to reconsider your goal. And if you're not doing the best that you can do, then reconsider your effort, right? So anyway, what in the world I'm doing that to I'm saying these things to avoid acknowledging that I was just being slack and not writing down my progress. So y'all track your progress. And I finally weighed myself. I had not weighed in. I didn't weigh in the whole time I was on vacation because I was like, I'm not going to do anything about it. So why even bother knowing? And that was absolutely true. And it was fine. Came back a few pounds overweight. So I'm getting back on track. So let's talk about how I'm going to do that. I mentioned that in a different video that I was gone for 2 weeks and the intern was home. So not that I feel like the intern went through and threw away all my stuff, but a lot of what we eat on Weight Watchers, and I think on a lot of healthy diet plans, a lot of it's perishable, right? So when you're gone for 2 weeks, your perishables perish and you got to get new ones. So I didn't do a great job of making sure that the house was stocked when I got home or within the first couple of days of my being home. So I haven't necessarily been eating badly, but I haven't been eating well. So I've been hungry because I started working out again and I'm burning a ton of calories, which I need to do that. but I haven't been replenishing them well. So I need to work on getting my house stocked back up with the good stuff. I made hummus. The other day I made a sun-dried tomato hummus. So that's good. That's in the fridge so I can eat that with my carrot chips and whatever else for snacks. But I need to make a chocolate hummus. So that's boiling on the stove. I mentioned that at breakfast this morning. I had a little bit left over when I came back from my mama's house. But I finished that like 2 days ago. And I meant to make some more yesterday and I didn't. So we'll make that today when those finish boiling. But I want to talk about some other stuff. So we talked about breakfast this morning and how I prep ahead of time. And y'all, it's so super simple. But what I do, I feel like if I have the right containers, I can just take on the world. So I have these little, I don't even know what they call them, but they're the little like shallow square containers. And then these little cutie pie, little bitty square containers from there. I'm sure all of this is from Walmart. But in these, I put random amounts of the cherry berry blend frozen fruit. I put some of this and then a few extra blueberries, and I just put them together in this little container and I let them sit out on the counter for a while to thaw, because if I put them in the fridge they won't thaw. So I let them sit out for a while and thaw, and then I just stick them in the fridge overnight. And in this little cutie, I put 2 tablespoons of just plain old-fashioned oats, and I actually buy like the bigger one of these from Walmart and just keep refilling this because it's easier to keep in the pantry. But I put 2 tablespoons of old-fashioned oats, a tablespoon of Splenda, the monk fruit Splenda, and y'all, come to find out, I'm a little picky about my monk fruit. We've talked about this before. I like the monk fruit with the erythritol. Is that how you say it? There are different kinds of, I think it's the sugar alcohol, but there are different kinds of ones. And to me, they taste different. And that's the one that I like, is the, I'm not going to try to say it again, but I'll put it here. Erythritol. I tried to say it again. Anyway, so I put 2 tablespoons of oats, a tablespoon of this, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, mix it up with some plain non-fat Greek yogurt, and I just put in a random amount of the yogurt, but like just enough to make it mushy, and that goes directly in the fridge because, ew, don't want to leave my yogurt sitting out. But I mix both of those together with my Greek yogurt in the morning, and y'all saw this morning that like I make a big old bunch of that. Now, I know you can buy like the little single size servings of yogurt, and you can probably get good flavors. You can get them for like a point or 0 points. You do you, y'all. If like I have the luxury of working from home, so I can take time in the morning to work out, put together my breakfast and eat a breakfast, and I don't have to be in a hurry. If you don't have that time and you can't necessarily have your 5 little different containers of stuff for your breakfast and you have to use one of those little single-size servings of yogurt, do what you got to do to make it work for you. But this is what works for me. So that's breakfast for me with the fruit and the hummus that we're going to make in a little while. Generally, if I work an early morning, like Saturdays and Sundays, I'm up at 2 to teach at 3. So and I still don't really like to eat breakfast until later. So I get hungry. So I'll grab a banana and eat that with some chocolate hummus in the morning. And that'll tide me over with the massive amounts of coffee that I drink. Get me through a workout to where I can eat my breakfast at sort of a normal time for me. And then I can kind of stay on my eating schedule for the day by just adding that banana and hummus in the morning, because the hummus, even though it's not a ton of protein, it's a little bit of protein. So that's breakfast. We talked about, I made sun-dried tomato hummus yesterday. Maybe we'll make some of that in a few weeks, but y'all, we don't need to be making, I make hummus every week. I make hummus every few days because I eat it a lot. But I don't want to bore y'all with my making of my hummus. So I have sun-dried tomato hummus. I also made some non-fat ranch dip, which is simply, I'm giving myself extra credit by calling it non-fat ranch dip. All it is non-fat Greek yogurt with that Hidden Valley Ranch, the powdered ranch seasoning. Mix that in with it with some garlic powder or onion powder, and some regular old salt, just something to cut the sweetness. And I use that. I dip my carrots in it. I dip celery, cucumbers. I dip that in there and eat it either as a snack or with lunch instead of chips. I'll eat that alongside a sandwich. So all of those things dipped in ranch dip with some hummus, very good and very filling. So that's those. And those also help keep me on track because they're quick, they're filling, and when I make my sun-dried tomato hummus, I use tahini, which has a little bit of points in it, so I count points for that, like 1 point for 2 tablespoons. But this chocolate hummus that we're fixing to make, 0 points. So you can eat that till the cows come home, and you don't have to count any points for it. Well, I mean, depending on what you put it on, because y'all, I'm not going to lie, I'll put this chocolate hummus on many, many things, and some of them have points. But so all of that helps, like having the hummus around helps keep me on track because I'll dip stuff in it, and it's filling enough to help get me over whatever hunger issue I'm having to the point where I can make good choices for a meal. So let's talk about meals. For lunch, I have a couple of go-tos, and they're mostly like sandwichy. One is, y'all, the label came off of my ham, so I'm going to start with the turkey. I usually buy the Hillshire Farm just because, well, I like it, and I know the point count. Like, I know how many pieces to use for a certain number of points and not have to measure it. So for me, it's worth it just to buy this kind. So I use the thinly sliced Hillshire Farm turkey and ham. Trust me, this is Hillshire Farm ham. The label just fell off. But this is 1 point per ounce. This is 0 points per ounce, but I count a point for it anyway. So I use those two on either the 45 calorie per slice delightful Sara Lee bread. This is the multi-grain one that I like. I either get this one or the plain old white bread if they don't have the multi-grain one. So that's 2 points for the bread. I count 2 points for the meat, and I use my 0 point ranch dip instead of mayo. Use that and mustard, so that's 0 points for the condiments, because y'all, I'm a condiment freak. Like, I absolutely love condiments. So points can get away from me quickly if I start dipping stuff or condimenting stuff. So I have to be super careful with that. So if I can find a 0 point condiment, I will use it and use it. So sandwich, or I'll do the same thing, the meat. Oh, I forgot about my lettuce. I keep this lettuce on hand. It's the already like washed, trimmed, ready to go lettuce. It's overpriced. I know I'm paying too much for my lettuce, but if I buy a regular old head of lettuce, chances are about 70-30 that I'm going to clean it and like get it ready and use it on sandwiches or for salads or wraps or whatever. This one is about 98% that I'm going to actually like open this up and use it. So I'm far more likely to use it and not let it just rot in my fridge because I'm too lazy to clean it and have it ready to go. So I buy the fancy lettuce, y'all, get over it. So I'll shove those in a pita or tuna, 0 points. I buy, of course, I know everybody buys tuna in water. Drain it. I use that ranch dip, the 0 point ranch dip instead of mayo. I use a coarse ground mustard because it kind of cuts the little bit of weirdness you get from the ranch dip. And I need to boil eggs. Sorry, this is squeaky. The other thing I need to do today is boil some eggs, but I also mix boiled eggs in with my tuna because, one, I really like it, and it adds protein. It'll bulk up your boiled egg, or sorry, it'll bulk up your tuna salad with a quickness. So I'll make a tuna and egg salad, stuff it in a pita. The pita is 1 point, 0 point for the egg, 0 points for the tuna, no points for the ranch dip, the mustard. You can put in some dill pickle relish, 0 points. If you want to get really fancy, you can throw in some olives. Now that's going to give you some points, but the only other point you have is 1 point for the pita. Stuff it full, throw in some lettuce, maybe some tomatoes, fabulous lunch. Or same concoction, throw it on, and y'all have seen the bread, I'm not going to pick it up again, but same concoction in the bread. Use you some, I almost said pickle chips on the side because now I got pickles on the brain. Use some carrot chips on the side with some hummus or ranch dip for dipping. Super good, super filling, quick lunch. And yeah, filling, low points. And that'll keep you going until your afternoon snack, for which you can have, and again, I need to boil some eggs, but boiled eggs, go back to your veggies dipped in hummus, protein bar. Y'all know how I'm obsessed with Built bars, which they're over there. I'm not going to get them out because they're so crinkly, but 3 points for a Built bar with some yogurt or yogurt. Oh, y'all, I had to take a quick break. I got to talking and almost overcooked my chickpeas. But where was I? Yogurt with some no sugar added canned fruit and maybe a Built bar with that. Lots of stuff we can put together. Maybe we'll do a video one day of just like good high protein snack options. But so that's, have you an afternoon snack so that you're not famished and making bad choices come dinner time. Or one of my favorite afternoon snacks, even though it's not protein, is popcorn. I have that cute little air popper I stick in the microwave oven. Is that an air popper? No. Cute little popper I stick in the microwave oven and have a couple of cups of popcorn as an afternoon snack, 0 points. So have you an afternoon snack, and then for dinner, a couple of my absolute favorite go-tos, chicken. I don't want to drip chicken juice on myself, so I'm being careful with that. But I'm going to actually, that's not dinner, but what I'm going to do with those is, so that's 2 chicken breasts in there. And I'm going to slice them up. And I'm going to leave them a little bit chunky. Like sometimes I slice them too thin. And when I put them in the air fryer, it comes out like chicken leather, which is a little bit gross. So I'm going to slice them a little bit thicker, toss them in some flavored olive oil and some seasoning, and stick them in the air fryer for about 3.5 minutes on one side, flip them over, 3.5 minutes on the other side. I'm going to throw them in a Ziploc bag and stick them in the fridge for a snack. So when I'm hungry and I want to just grab something to stick in my mouth, those are in there. Remember I was buying the bags of chicken that I said I was going to try to get away from? I'm still working on that. I don't have any bags of chicken right now. So I'm going to cook those up and stick them in the fridge as a snack. But for dinner, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some flash frozen shrimp out of the freezer and I'm going to thaw it. And then I'm probably going to wait until the last minute and thaw it in water like I always do. And then dry it well, toss it in a pan with some flavored olive oil. And y'all know the seasoning I use. It's this garlic and onion and black pepper and sea salt and other stuff, like everything seasoning. I get it at the Walmart, but it's McCormick. You can probably get it anywhere. But anyway, so dry the shrimp, put it in a little like skillet pan with a tiny bit, like 1/4 teaspoon of flavored olive oil. Let it cook the whole thing is going to cook in like 3 minutes. So let it cook a little bit and then throw some of that seasoning in. Let it cook until it's just turned opaque and pink, and then pull it off, and that's done. And I'll serve that probably with some rice and black beans and corn that I have left over from last night, because y'all, last night I did my favorite easy dinner. I did the 1/2 pound of 99% lean ground turkey. I browned that in a pan with some flavored olive oil, used that Walmart seasoning on it, threw in 1/2 can of corn, let it cook down good, and then I heated up 1/2 container of the bird's eye mashed cauliflower in the microwave oven. Then I mixed that all together, and y'all, that is a filling, easy meal. I'm debating which one is quicker, either the ground turkey or the shrimp, because for the shrimp meal, I have to either make rice or already have rice in the fridge. But the shrimp, I can go from like frozen to done in 10 minutes. Now the ground turkey, I can go from raw to done in 10 minutes, but the ground turkey has to be thawed. So both of those take a little bit of planning, but I mean, neither one of them is rocket science. So anyway, those are my plans. That's how I'm going to get back on track. And now, like I said, the chickpeas are done. I almost burned them. I hope I didn't burn them. But let me tell you what we're going to do to make this chocolate hummus. So first step is, once the chickpeas cool, I'm going to peel them, which sounds crazy, but there's like a hull on the chickpeas. And once you boil them, it comes right off. So I'm going to clean at least some of those. You don't have to get all the hulls off, but the more you get off, the smoother your hummus is going to be. So I'm going to clean my chickpeas and then throw them in a food processor. That's 2 cans of chickpeas. So I'm going to use half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, just that like baking cocoa powder. I'm going to throw that in there and get it mushing up good. Then I'm going to gradually add unsweet plain almond milk to get it to the consistency that I want. I'm going to throw in some of that monk fruit Splenda to get it sweet, some vanilla to give it a little extra taste, and then y'all, that's it. I'm going to chill it. Then I'll have chocolate hummus to dip my fruit in. Y'all, sometimes when I'm feeling really froggy, I'll take that chocolate hummus and put it, have I told y'all this? I'll take chocolate hummus and put it on a graham cracker. Or when I was driving to Georgia and back, I had those flat pretzel thins and I was dipping those in chocolate hummus. That was so good. Oh my, that was like way better than I thought it was going to be. Anyway, so I'm going to make that chocolate hummus, get it in the fridge, and then I think I'm going to be all set. So y'all, those are my plans for getting back on track. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure there are things that I'm missing. What did I forget? Or what do you do to get on track or stay on track when things are getting a little dicey? Let us know in the comments. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.